In this video, we are going to be getting your offset, such as G54 and 55. So at this time, I'm assuming that you've swept in your part or you've edge found your part and you're over the position that you need G54 to be. Step one is going to be going into offset mode. Once again, once you're in offset mode, you can toggle between the tool position or the tool offset and also the work offset. Right now, we need to be into work offset. Now, with the G54 system, you can have multiple parts on your table. You can have G54, 55, 56, and 57, and so on, all the way up to G59. Now, you have other offsets as well, but we'll talk about those later. Very first thing I like to do is zero out my offsets. So I like to hit 0 F1 on touching off my tools and also my work offsets. That way, if I forget to accidentally hit part 0 set, which I'll explain in a minute, then if I forget that, then I don't think I already set my 0, and then when I hit go, it actually is not my 0 and end up crashing the machine or killing my part. So step one, or really step two, is after I go into offset mode, I like to zero out all the offsets just as long as nobody else is using them. Then let's say you're over the XY position, then all you have to do is go over, or even if you're just at one axis, so if you just edge found the X position, you go over to G54, go over to the X axis, and then we're going to hit part 0 set. So by hitting part 0 set, we are now telling the machine from the machine 0, 0, because every machine has its own 0, 0, that we are negative 9.1048 away from machine 0, 0. So we are basically telling the machine exactly where our part is, down to the 10th. Now that we've edge found X, it automatically, whenever we did hit part 0 set, it jumped over to Y. And then let's say we found Y, I'm going to hit part 0 set. Now for Z. I personally don't like using Z because if you put a positive number, it might plunge into your part. If you put a negative number, it also might plunge into your part. And that's just because I don't know this machine, this particular machine, well enough to know whether or not positive or negative will go into the part or not. We have about 4 different HAAS mills at our shop, and every other one is different. So you put a positive number, it could go down. You put a negative number, it could go up. So I kind of stay away from the Z-axis because it will basically, if you put 1 inch in there, it will move all of your tools 1 inch under the tool offset. So let's say it's not cutting deep enough and you wanted to cut 20 more thou on all your tools, you could say either positive 20 or negative 20 thou under the Z-axis, just as long as you know what your machine is going to do. Now, if you are going to use that a lot and you do have multiple HAAS machines, play around with it, put a dramatic number in it like 5 inches and do it way up in the air, and then once you figure out if it's positive or negative, write it down and tape it on the side of your machine. That way you know what to do. But for my personal use, I don't use the Z-axis. And one thing you want to be careful of is if you accidentally hit part 0 set twice real fast, it will go ahead and put a number in there. So if it accidentally happens, just hit 0 on your keypad, then F1, and then Y for yes. And it will zero that number back out. Other than that, it's as simple as that. All you have to do is find your position with either edge finding or sweeping something in, or if you have another method. And then once you're over the position that you want your G54, 55, 56, or 57 to be, then all you have to do is hit part 0 set.